I never thought a simple astronomy lecture would shatter everything I believed about the universe. At 2 in the morning, surrounded by research papers in a cold library, I found a theory so breathtaking I physically pushed back from my desk and said aloud, "Wait, what?" In that moment, everything changed. Not my understanding of science, that came later, but my willingness to consider possibilities I dismissed as pure fiction. And I haven't stopped thinking about it since. What if black holes aren't just cosmic vacuum cleaners, mindlessly swallowing everything in their path? What if they are doorways? Not doorways to other galaxies or parallel dimensions. Those feel almost quaint now. But doorways to something far more intimate, far more terrifying, and somehow far more personal than any of us ever imagined. What if entire civilizations, whole societies of intelligent beings, are living inside them right now, thriving in ways we can't yet comprehend? I know how that sounds. I know exactly how that sounds. But stay with me, because once I walked down this rabbit hole at 2 in the morning, I couldn't climb back out, and I don't think you'll want to either. The journey we're about to take together is going to challenge everything you thought you knew. A black hole is where gravity becomes so powerful that nothing escapes. Not light, not matter, not information, once it crosses the event horizon. At the center lies a singularity, infinite density where mathematics itself collapses. Our equations don't fail silently. They break. And in that breakdown, where physics no longer applies, an extraordinary theory emerges. Because what happens at the edge of everything we understand, that's where this begins. Roger Penrose, Nobel laureate, isn't someone you dismiss lightly. He explored something that stopped my heart. Inside a black hole, the laws of physics operate differently. Time behaves in ways we barely comprehend. Space compresses impossibly. But here's what haunted me. A sufficiently massive black hole's interior isn't small and crushing. It's vast, genuinely vast, a cathedral of spacetime, a universe unto itself. At 2 in the morning, I discovered Lee Smolin's theory of cosmological natural selection. Black holes, he proposed, don't destroy, they birth new universes. Each one seeds a cosmos with slightly different physical constants, different rules, evolving like organisms across cosmic generations. I sat reading those words and felt something break open in my chest. Because if Smolin is right, we might be living inside a black hole now. Our universe could be the interior of something vastly larger. The thought was both terrifying and beautiful. I first encountered it through Russian cosmologist Vyacheslav Dokukiev's work. My hands trembled as I read his paper. He proposed that inside rotating, charged black holes exist stable orbits around the singularity, regions theoretically habitable. Not comfortable by our standards, but stable enough for matter to persist, for structures to form, for something resembling an environment to exist. And when I truly let that idea land, I felt cosmic vertigo, a kind of existential vertigo I'd never known before. Advanced civilizations pushed to extinction by dying stars might deliberately enter a black hole, not as death, but emigration. A leap into a sheltered interior universe where they could survive the heat death of the cosmos, protected by the event horizon itself. I felt the loneliness of that image intensely. An entire civilization crossing the threshold, watching familiar stars disappear forever, knowing they could never send a message back, never receive one, sealed inside their extraordinary, terrible new home forever. And here's what haunted me at 2 a.m. Time dilation near a singularity is beyond comprehension. A year inside a black hole might equal billions of years outside. A civilization sheltering there could watch galaxies die while experiencing only decades internally. They become functionally immortal, gods in the external universe's time frame, simply by choosing to live near the event horizon. Think about that. Outliving stars, outliving everything we call eternal, all by stepping into the darkness. I went back through the evidence with completely new eyes. The information paradox, what Stephen Hawking spent decades wrestling with, states information cannot be destroyed in black holes. Yet Hawking radiation leaks energy slowly. What if that thermal glow carries encoded information we simply lack instruments to decode? I'm not claiming it does. The universe has surprised us before, and there's more honesty in saying we don't fully know than in false certainty. The Fermi paradox haunted me. Where is everybody? We've scanned the skies for decades, heard almost nothing. Most answers terrify us: intelligent life impossibly rare, civilizations self-destructing. But what if the silence means something different? What if advanced civilizations aren't gone, but hidden? Behind event horizons, in private pocket universes, unreachable. Beyond any signal we could transmit or receive. The silence begins to make sense, not as absence, but as distance too profound to bridge. They're there. We're just separated by physics itself. I think about it late at night, that possibility. It splits me in two. There's a deep aching loneliness. Civilizations with thousands of years of history, art, music, wisdom, all forever beyond our reach. And simultaneously, something close to wonder. A reverence for existence itself. The universe has manufactured hiding places so perfect, so absolute, that entire societies vanish into them, leaving almost no trace. It's both heartbreaking and magnificent. The loneliness and the awe, somehow both true. The physics here is elegantly brutal. Rotating Kerr black holes possess ring singularities instead of destructive points. Space expands rather than compresses inside. Crucially, stable circular orbits exist in the ergosphere, places where spacetime permits extended structures. This isn't speculation. This is Einstein's mathematics working exactly as intended. The universe itself provides the architecture. Habitable interiors aren't theoretical fantasy. They are written into the fabric of reality itself. The technological requirements would be extraordinary. Relativistic propulsion, planetary engineering, materials that withstand gravitational forces that would obliterate ordinary matter. We cannot say with certainty no civilization could achieve this. Consider, we're centuries away from technologies that seemed like magic 500 years ago. A civilization 10,000 years ahead of us. A million years? What becomes possible then? The sheer scope of it, the loneliness and wonder of imagining minds so far beyond our own, reshaping the cosmos itself. Stars die, galaxies collide. The universe itself heads toward heat death, maximum entropy where nothing interesting can exist. Trillions of years away, yes, but to an advanced civilization, that timeline matters. Imagine being the last intelligent species, watching the inevitable end approach. You have one option: retreat into a black hole interior where time dilation lets you survive astronomically longer, where you might create new universes. It's not just survival, it's cosmic defiance against the dark. I know the objection. Shouldn't there be evidence? Signs of information leaking from interior civilizations? Here's my honest answer. There might be, and we're simply not looking right. Hawking radiation could carry encoded messages we haven't decoded. Gravitational waves from black holes might contain patterns we dismiss as noise. Structures near event horizons could leave signatures we interpret as ordinary cosmic phenomena. The universe has taught us repeatedly that what we think is empty or understood harbors hidden complexity. The absence of obvious evidence isn't evidence of absence. What strikes me most is what these ideas imply about the universe's generosity. If even a fraction is true, the cosmos isn't hostile. It actively creates sanctuaries. It provides pathways for civilizations to survive the unsurvivable. The universe seems far more accommodating to consciousness than we imagine, and there's something sacred in that. Every black hole becomes not just a gravitational anomaly, but a cathedral, a second chance. Cold coffee forgotten, I sat in the library's darkness and realized something had shifted. Black holes, thousands born daily as massive stars, explode across hundreds of billions of galaxies. And if the theories hold even partially true, somewhere inside them might be lights. Cities. Civilizations so ancient they remember a universe we've never seen. The night sky transformed from unreachable points into a landscape of hidden wonders. I was no longer alone in contemplating the cosmos. I need to be honest. I don't know if this is true. The physics is real. The mathematics rigorous. Penrose, Smolin, Dokukiv, their work is legitimate. But the leap from theoretically stable to civilizations actually live there is deeply speculative, not established science, not mainstream physics. What I'm offering isn't proof. It's possibility, an expansion of what we imagine about the universe. And the universe, I've learned, is always more generous, more strange, more wonderful than the limits we place on our imagination. What I know is this. Thinking about this changed how I look at the night sky. Every dark patch between the stars feels inhabited now. Layered. The universe is far more generous with possibility than we've allowed ourselves to believe. That generosity, that wild, staggering openness of what might be true, is worth staying up until 2 in the morning for. Worth wrestling with impossible ideas. Worth feeling cosmic vertigo and pushing through it to wonder. Because in a universe this vast, in an existence this strange, Maybe the most human thing we can do is imagine. Question. Reach toward understanding even when it seems impossible. I'll do it again tomorrow night. Because once you've felt that shift, once you've allowed yourself to imagine the universe as far more complex than you knew, you can't unknow it. The night sky transforms. No longer just stars and emptiness, but mystery. A mirror reflecting questions we haven't learned to ask yet. Somewhere in the depths of black holes scattered across this vast universe, civilizations once stood where we stand, looking up at their own night sky, asking what we ask now. Maybe that's the real magic. Not that we've found them, but that we've found a way to imagine them, to reach across impossible distances, and to know we are not alone in this universe of wonders.